Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Bernard Farms. To those who are new, please subscribe, like and share our videos. Today we want to talk about the advice for beginners in poultry farming. Yes, poultry farming is one of the most profitable and lucrative business. That is, if you do it the right way. And most of the new farmers fail on their first attempt and got discouraged and quitting the business at the very same moment. You can thrive in poultry farming, so my advice is, at first, do your research, learn about poultry farming. You can do so by going for some short courses of poultry farming and have some knowledge on how to brood chicks, learn about diseases that are prone to chickens and how to vaccinate those chickens against all those diseases in the right time to do so. So there are some diseases such as Newcastle disease. It's a deadly disease that can wipe the whole flock. So just think of it. It's your first time in poultry business and you lose the whole flock. That will be discouraging. I know most of us learned it the hard way. There are challenges here and there. So you have to try by all means necessary to minimize such risk by having that knowledge. You can also visit some established farmers and learn from them. They can mentor you to your success. Learn their farm routine, what they do on a daily basis on the farm. Ask them as many questions as you can, everything you need to know about poultry farming. And the other way is through reading books. Read as many books as you can. There are many books that talk about poultry farming. Some of the books you can easily access them from the internet, and also on platforms like YouTube can help you a lot. Of course, some of the information can be misleading, so you need to be selective on which advice to take and which advice to throw away. Another key factor is you must have a business plan. Lay out your objectives, vision, and your target. In that way, you won't go wrong. Why? Because you have a direction of what you want to achieve in a certain period of time. Like you may state that in 1 year or 2 years to come, you must be rearing 10,000 birds or more. So that is a target and a vision of what you want in your business. So in your business plan, you must state that how many birds are you willing to start with? And what type of breeds do you want? Which poultry sector do you want to jump into, like egg production, meat production, or breeding? So you must be sure of what you want to do. My advice is, when you are starting, just specialize on one breed and focus on that only, because you might have challenges trying to balance chickens for breeding and layers at the same time before you have gained enough experience. Yes, you can do it both, layers, broilers, or roadrunners at the same time, but as a beginner, it's not advisable. I can say that. I can't advise you to do that as a beginner. The other thing is the market. So before you venture into poultry farming, know your target market. Who are you going to sell your eggs to? Who are you going to sell the chickens to? And also you must know that, are you going to sell the chickens frozen or as live chickens? So you must know all this before you start or you will fail. For example, you will be keeping broilers for meat and they reach maturity at 6 weeks, and by that time they reach maturity, you don't have a market, you don't have anywhere to sell your birds. Then you keep on feeding them. Maybe you don't have a freezer so that you can slaughter your birds and put them in a freezer. At the end of the day, you run at a loss because you keep on feeding the birds and it will eat from your pocket. So secure your market first. The factor is location. If your farm is located near the city or big towns, you will have easy access to the consumer or the supplier. Of course, location near towns has its own advantages and disadvantages. Yes, you will have easy access to the market, but take note that the land is so expensive near towns and the labor as well. And in areas far away from the city or big towns, the land is very cheap and the labor is cheap as well. So you have to put all these factors into consideration. Last but not least, I would advise you to start small and gain experience you need in poultry farming. If you start small, like with 100 birds, if anything happens or drag you down, you can easily bounce back because you did not lose much. So just start small, but think big. Thank you. That's all for today's video. I thank you all for your support. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one. Peace, love, and light.